Let me ask you a question. Perhaps you've heard of it, but there's a movie franchise called How to Train Your Dragon. There's a game based on a TV show about the dragons called Dreamworks Dragons: Legend of the Nine Realms. Here's the question. What do you think this game is? How do you think the game will play? I'll give you a couple of seconds to think about your answer. If you said isometric action RPG, you would be correct, but also insane because who thinks of this? I picked up the game knowing nothing about it and just kinda assumed it was gonna be a third-person action game, but it's not. Anyway, this is the game I'm gonna be completing today. I'm gonna be getting all the trophies and hopefully the wonderful Platinum Trophy. My first goal is to just beat the story of the game and see where I'm at because fortunately, there are no missable trophies. I started up the first level of the game, and again, I knew absolutely nothing about this game going into it, and was very surprised to find out it's sort of an isometric action RPG.
Oh, I'm in the game. This is not what I thought the game would be, dude.
I really did not expect this. I spent the first level getting used to the controls with my knockoff Toothless, and fighting some extremely easy enemies.
Oh, okay, this is not the game I thought I was going to be playing, dude.
The combat has a light attack, heavy attack, ranged attack, and a dodge. It's pretty easy to pick up. There are also gems scattered around the place which can be used to upgrade your dragon, so I was picking up as many as I could find. It wasn't long at all before I got my first trophy for finding my first blue gem.
Hey, nice, my first trophy. Gem Student.
I continued through the level and I actually do kinda like Thunder. It's a cool name at the very least. I also thought the flying was kinda cool, even if you do get stuck all the time and can't fly over everything.
I like being able to fly, that's cool. That's pretty cool.
I eventually reached this big blue crystal which signifies the end of a stage and got another trophy for beating the first level.
Hey, another trophy. Defying gravity, cool. Why does this stone open up new? I don't get it. Yeah.
Apparently there are 5 levels per world and a total of 5 worlds, so 25 levels in all, which isn't too bad. In between levels you can also visit the shop to level up your dragon for the price of gems. I couldn't afford anything, but it was strange that they made the narrator do a voice line for every single skill in the game.
Speed training, explosive breath, uppercut, elemental knock, energy absorption, electric dash, super spin tail attack, electric claw.
Damn, they really did, man.
Basic claw attacks now inflict electric damage.
And they made him read out every description. Damn.
I feel like this would take a lot of effort, but like, why? Since I was broke, I started up the second level to make some more gems and continue the story. The second level is pretty much visually identical to the first. Some of the enemies were a little bit stronger, but it didn't give me any trouble at all. I did run into these skrill enemies, which was kinda neat, but honestly, there's not too much to say about this level at all. I do find it a bit strange, however, that hitting these glowing rocks break other rocks, but I'm not gonna think too deep about it. It doesn't make sense, so yeah, I'm moving on. I did the third level, which again was very similar to the last two. The only interesting thing that happened was the epic 1v10 I did at the end.
Like 10 enemies? Are you kidding? Why so many?
But besides that, I gotta keep it a buck, it was pretty boring.
Oh look, that's the end. Dude, all these levels are so like similar. It's the same shit.
After the level, I went to the shop to level up my dragon and got a trophy for unlocking my first upgrade.
Hey, nice. Dragon Caretaker.
I'm gonna need to get all the upgrades eventually, so I wasn't really paying attention to my dragon's build or anything. I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter what perks you get at all. I started up level 4 and you guessed it, it looks exactly the same as the previous levels. Thankfully, it was a little bit unique. It turned out to be an auto-scrolling flying level, which wasn't necessarily fun, but it was a bit different, which is nice. I almost died from these random fire bursts coming out the wall, but again, it really wasn't a hard level.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting hit by everyone, dude. This sucks.
The last level in the Bio Realm was a boss fight with a dragon named Fault Ripper.
Alright, Fault Ripper, let's go.
Despite his extraordinarily large health bar,
why is his health bar so big?
He was a breeze. He telegraphed his attacks from a mile away, and my knockoff Toothless laid the beat down until he was dead.
Yep. Dude, you suck.
He didn't die, he just flew away, but I did get a trophy for defeating him.
Hey, nice, we got a trophy. Fault Ripper. Easy money, man, easy money.
The other dragons were happy with me, and this dude named Plowhorn ended up joining my team.
Okay. Plowhorn joining the team?
I was now in a new world called the Ice Realm, and after getting some upgrades for my man Plowhorn, I started the first level here.
Gotta be honest, Plowhorn is a kind of a crazy name, dude. Plowhorn? Are you kidding me? Sounds freaky as hell.
There were a bunch of new mechanics here, which is always nice to see. It gets cold, so I have to hit these fire crystals with a fire attack, and there are also new enemies, which, just like the other enemies, don't really stand a chance against us, but, you know, variation is cool, I suppose. It's also cool that you can switch the dragon you're playing as with the D-pad. I'm glad there's no Donkey Kong 64 bullshit going on. I learned that Plowhorn is a girl.
Atta girl, Plowhorn! And that's how you beat the blizzard!
Plowhorn's a girl? How do you know what gender the dragon is, man? How do you know? How does this guy know?
Laughed at the narrator.
But hey, no time to rest. Come on, Plowhorn! Let's go, Thunder!
The narrator's funny, man. The narrator's funny, dude.
And soon enough, finished the level. You get a bunch of gems for finishing a level, and for finishing this one, I got my first purple gem, which I got a gold trophy for.
Hey, Gem Scholar?
Definitely one of the easier gold trophies I've earned in my life, but I will take it. The next level was more of the same. Plowhorning it up in the snow. Fun stuff. I did glitch out for a second because this platform wasn't underneath me. I don't know why you need a platform under you to be able to fly, but I'm not going to give this game too much flack. It's kinda bad.
Hello? Why can't I move?
The level afterwards was very similar too. I was sort of speeding through these levels. They weren't super interesting and there were no real collectibles to look out for besides the gems, so I was trying to get through the levels quickly. Some of these levels were very quick. This next one took me a grand total of 3 minutes and I am not complaining.
I'm already done. Damn, that was quick.
Well-deserved rest.
Very speedy. That took 3 minutes.
Now, however, was the final level of the Ice Realm and another boss. This worm-looking guy is named Screaming Death, which is a very fitting name because he did a lot of screaming and then he died. Not really, I guess the dragons don't die, they just fly away. Kinda lame, but whatever. I did get a story trophy for beating him.
Hey, nice, a trophy. Screaming Death.
A new dragon joined my team after winning named Wu and Wei. And I also got a bunch of blue gems for winning and got a trophy for having 500 total.
Hey, another trophy. Blue Fever. I think that's for 500 blue gems.
Now, I was in the Fire Realm and I had 5 new levels to do. It was kinda cool to use the new dragon Wu and Wei, but they did feel considerably weaker than Plowhorn. While doing these levels, I bought some new skills for my dragons and the narrator gets super annoying. Does he really need to say the name of every skill when you hover over it? I don't think he does. Anyway, I started making good progress through these Fire Realm levels and they were a lot more of the same. Nothing super interesting going on besides a new enemy here and there. The 4th level was a bit different though. The lava was rising.
This is like that one game mode in Fall Guys, dude. Except for instead of slime, it's lava. Run!
I got to the end of the level and a boss was waiting for me in the next. This dude is called the Catastrophic Quake and was weak to ice. This was honestly the easiest boss yet and I took him out in like a minute. Beating him earned me another trophy.
Catastrophic Quake, let's go.
And I recruited this new dragon called Feathers to my team. I was now in a new area called Dark Valley. There were some new enemies and the environment looked different, but it really does feel exactly the same as the rest of the game. There are now these purple crystals which make the enemies a little bit stronger, but the game still just kinda feels bad.
You know, in a weird way, this game kind of reminds me of Hades. Maybe it's just like the perspective. I think that's about it. Nothing else.
At the end of the level, I was rewarded with my first orange gem, which got me a silver trophy.
Oh nice, Gem Expert. We got our first orange gem.
While speeding my way to the exit of the 3rd level, I accidentally finished the level at the wrong endpoint. This only unlocked challenge mode for the level and didn't progress the story, which I was a bit annoyed about.
Oh, that's bullshit, man.
Because it meant I'd have to play through the entire level again to get the normal exit. After I did repeat the level, I unlocked a trophy for having 500 purple gems.
Nice, Purple Hoarder. We have 500 purple gems.
Pretty soon, I found myself up against the boss of this area, and he was incredibly easy. It's kinda crazy how the entire game has a downwards difficulty curve, but maybe the challenge mode will be where the difficulty starts. I got a trophy for beating the boss and was now in the King's Realm. This biome has some mushrooms and some new crystals, but besides that, it is completely identical to everything else. I got through all the levels. It was pretty boring. I'm not going to talk about each one, but I eventually found myself fighting the final boss. Let me just say, this boss was intense. Not really. The epic strategy I just came up with involved me being really close to the boss while spamming light attacks, and since I was so close, none of the boss's attacks could even hit me. After what felt like ages of spamming the same attack over and over and fighting off goons, I won the fight and earned a gold trophy.
Let's go! I did it! There's the trophy, gold trophy, Titan Wing Skrill. Wow. Tough stuff, guys.
And just like that, the credits started to roll.
Oh man, what a good game. So good. God damn, that was a rough experience. Yeah, I gotta be honest, I didn't have the greatest of times. But that's okay, you know. Not too much left to do, so.
With the story of the game done, I was a big chunk of the way through the trophy list, having 12 out of the 26 trophies. Almost all of the remaining trophies were for doing two things: fully upgrading all 4 of my dragons, and completing every level in challenge mode. Challenge mode is a slightly more difficult version of the level, but is only unlocked after finding the alternate ending route of a level. What this basically means is I have to play every level again twice, which is something I wasn't too excited to do. I was pretty close to having 500 orange gems, which would earn me another trophy, so I decided to start the grind in King's Realm just because every mission here gives a good amount of orange gems when completed. After finding the alternate exit in the first level here, I ended up doing my first challenge mode level in the King's Realm. And it was a little bit harder than the normal level. The enemies do a bit more damage, and I had a restriction where I could only use range attacks, which did change up the game a bit, but I still didn't really struggle at all. Enemies also drop different colored gems in challenge mode, which is cool. Upon completing this level, I had 500 orange gems, which earned me a trophy.
Yes, orange enthusiasm, let's go.
Now that I had all the trophies for the gems, there was no need to save them, so I decided to upgrade my dragons. I had enough gems to fully upgrade Plowhorn, which got me a gold trophy.
Yeah, Force of Nature. Plowhorn fully upgraded. Nice.
And I also had enough to fully upgrade Thunder for yet another gold trophy.
There's the trophy for fully upgrading Thunder.
But I did run out of gems to fully upgrade everyone else. I continued the grind of doing the levels again twice in King's Realm. Just before the end of one of these levels, I got a random trophy for taking out 500 enemies total.
Hey, fearless. I think that trophy's for getting 500 kills. I think, maybe?
I actually lost in the challenge mode one time. My party got wiped, and I assumed I'd have to restart the entire mission.
Team defeated? Man, I got cheesed, bro. I got cheesed, man. That dragon that killed half my team shouldn't have been there.
But I just got to respawn at a checkpoint, so it doesn't even really matter if I lose. It really is just a grind. Some of the challenge mode modifiers I actually liked. I especially liked the 2x speed modifier. It almost made the game enjoyable to play. Almost. When I defeated the boss in challenge mode, I got a trophy for finishing every level in challenge mode in this specific round.
Yes, King's Realm. Nice.
I now just had the other 4 worlds to do. At this point, I had enough gems to fully upgrade my other dragons, so I fully upgraded Feathers for a trophy.
And there's the trophy for Feathers done. Charmed up. Very nice.
And then fully upgraded Wu and Wei for 2 trophies. One for fully upgrading him, and another for fully upgrading everyone.
Nice. The power of 2. Very nice. Wu and Wei fully upgraded. And Shardmaster for every dragon fully upgraded. Let's go, nice.
For all the remaining trophies, I just had to finish the rest of the challenge modes, and I started with the first world. The first couple of levels were okay and took about 10 minutes each, but in the third level of the bio round, I got completely stuck trying to find this hidden exit. The stupid waypoint marker leads me to this wall and you just can't get up. I tried literally everything I could think of. I tried every single move for every dragon I had, and I completely explored the entire level about 15 times.
This game sucks, man. This blows, dude. I don't even know where I'm going anymore. I genuinely don't know what to do. I genuinely don't know. I've like looked everywhere. I genuinely don't know what to do.
After cursing out the developers and wanting to give up completely,
it's actually brain dead. I despise whoever developed this game, bro. I don't want to play anymore. I don't want to play it. I don't want to play it. I don't want to play it. It sucks, man.
I figured it out. Guess what the solution was? Just guess. Apparently, even though the game has never mentioned this mechanic at all, you can freeze these geysers. Like, why? Why has this never been a mechanic in the entire game? How do you expect me to figure this out? I wasted 40 minutes trying to figure this stupid shit out.
This game fucking sucks, man. I'm pissed. This is so stupid, man. How was I supposed to know that? It doesn't make any sense.
I think this was the point where I realized the game wasn't for me, and I hate it with a passion. Shortly after the level that almost broke me, I finished off the bio round for a trophy.
Right, I should get a trophy, dude. Yes, bioluminescent realm, let's go.
The ice realm was up next, and I was back to repeating the same levels I've already done. This wasn't too bad of a grind, it was mindless, and I felt brain dead doing it, but it wasn't too bad. The only thing that was getting on my nerves was the forced fights throughout the level. I don't mind the idea of forced fights you have to do, but there's just such a delay from the moment you finish the fight to when you can explore the level again. It upsets me how slow it is. I want it to be faster, but besides this one complaint, the ice realm wasn't too bad. It wasn't fun or anything, it was just grinding, but you know, after beating the boss, yet another trophy was mine.
Yeah, ice realm, let's go.
The fire realm was up next, and again, was more of the same. I did like the third level though, mainly because the hidden exit was right at the start of the level.
That was crazy quick, dude, it was right there. Let's go.
Skipping over this realm completely, once I beat the boss, I got the trophy, and could move on to the last realm.
Yes, fire realm, there it is, nice.
Luckily, I had already found one of the hidden exits in one of the levels, so that was one less run I'd have to do. It kind of physically hurt to do all this. I pretty much would have rather been doing anything else, but after 40 minutes of mucking around in Dark Valley, I was finally fighting the last boss in challenge mode.
He doesn't have a whole lot of health, which is nice. I reckon he only has like 100 health, because I'm doing like 6 damage per hit, and his health bar is going down. Putting the beat down on him. Look at his health bar drain. That shit going down. Dude, this is the last thing I have to do. Just defeat this boss, then I'm done with the entire game. Oh, he's already dead. Look at that. Beautiful. I think I just need to walk to the exit point, and then the last few trophies should be mine. Here it is. Give me the trophies, please. There's the first one. Dark Realm. Very nice. Keen Explorer, that's for doing everything, finally! And the platinum, the sky's the limit. Good grief. It's finally done, oh my gosh. I feel like this game is like almost good, but it's just not, dude. It's so close to being good, but it just kinda sucks, dude. I am pretty thankful it's finally over though. Pretty thankful it's done. Let's go, dude. Finally finished. Finally over.
And just like that, the platinum was mine. Yeah, this wasn't a whole lot of fun for me personally, and I don't personally recommend it, but I'm sure there's someone that might like this game, but again, I did not. I feel like this game is so close to being good. It's pretty obvious a lot of effort went into the game, but I don't know. I just felt a little bit disappointed with the overall package. Luckily, the game didn't take that long, so I shouldn't be complaining too much. Anyway, that's all for today, folks. Like, subscribe, become member, and thanks for watching. Special thanks to my lovely channel members, and I hope you have a good day. Happy trophy hunting, fellas. Bye-bye.